my lovelies. Welcome back. How have you been? Good? Good. Today, I want to do an update for my back burner project pan. Also, if I sound like sick, I'm not, but I was up super late last night because my brother came home for well, not the summer, but he was on a road trip for a summer break, and then his car broke down. And so he was just crashing on like an old friend's couch, and then he decided to come home. So he's home. I'm excited, but I was up until like 1 a.m. last night, so excuse the voice. Anyways, I wanted to sit down today and do an update for my back burner project pan because it actually aligns perfectly with my days off. Today is the first. It is also one of the few days off that I have where people aren't home and about in my house making all sorts of noise. Yes, my siblings are home, but they are, well, not homebodies, but room bodies. If they're home, they're in their rooms. So I thought I would sit down and do my update. So let's go ahead and jump in. Yes, grab your beverage of choice. Mine is water, of course, because I'm going down to a cafe later today to write with my brother because he is an English major and obviously I am an author. This lighting, I film in natural lighting. I'm so sorry. The sun cannot make up its mind about what it wants to do today. So, bear with. So, let's go ahead and start with the lip products. As you guys know, I rolled in 3 lip products with the goal of using them 5 times each. I succeeded with all but one of those, but it's okay because it's actually the one that has the most usage on it, like total. So I'm not too stressed. And again, this is the back burner. The whole goal of this project is just kind of consciously remind myself, oh hey, you made a commitment to use those things, because it's not like my base products, okay? My base products, I use them every single day. Well, not every single day, but every single time I do my makeup, I use the exact same base products. Same slightly goes for my eyeshadow. So I just have a few products I roll in to kind of say, hey, use these up. So let's start with the first one, the Powder Puff Lippy in the shade Squad Goals from NYX. You can go ahead, do a little swatchy. I think it's pretty. I think it's a fairly appropriate color for this time of year. It's a very, very bright pink, and so I can only wear a little bit of it at a time, and I kind of only apply it once throughout the day, and then I just let it wear off naturally because I do think that it wears pretty well throughout the day. I mean, you let it dry down, it'll be there for a hot moment, but I do like it. I really enjoy wearing it, and it's easy to apply. It's very comfortable throughout the day. It definitely dries down to feeling more like a powder, as the name implies, but I like it. I think that it instills confidence in me that this thing is not going to wear off horribly throughout the day. Same thing kind of goes with this lip, which is actually, I know I'm technically on a replacement no-buy, but I didn't own a single lip stain, and I placed an order from e.l.f. to get some replacements, and I was like just a smidgen away from free shipping, and where I live, it's like you either spend the extra few bucks to get it or you pay like 2 times that, because shipping to Alaska is expensive. But it is this e.l.f. Lip stain in the shade Basic Beige. I think it's a really pretty summer color and I do absolutely love it. It's super comfortable as well. And it's my only lip stain, so I'll allow it to break the no-buy. Well, low-buy. It's replacement only low-buy, okay? So the way I view it, if I don't own something in my collection, like in general, or if I really hate something, I also got the Wow Brow again because I hate my current brow gel. But if I don't own something, I'm fine to buy it, okay? I might be making excuses here. But this Powder Puff Lippy I used 5 times, meeting the goal of 5 times. Moving down to the Wet n Wild Soft and Juicy in the shade Rose. You can see it's fairly sheer. That is a horrible swatch, but I used this 4 times, but I'm not mad about that because For one thing, when I do wear this, I throw it in my pocket throughout the day and then I reapply it. And for another thing, I wore this religiously. I don't like Marchish. Yeah, like around that time, I was wearing this religiously almost every single day, reapplying it constantly. So it's definitely one of my products where I have a lot of usage on it. It is one of those click up ones where you can't click it back down, which I find incredibly annoying. It's just, why would I want to own a product and then not know how much of the product I have left? Like with this, you can bend it, figure out how much you have left. With lipsticks, you can roll it up, figure out how much you have left. It's just annoying. But we use that 4 times, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the color. I don't know if I would repurchase this though, just because I don't like the formula, I don't like the packaging. It is very flimsy, it falls apart easily in my pocket. It's just not good, and I don't hate it. I'm gonna use it up, and I'm going to, well, maybe not enjoy. I like the product. I don't say I enjoy the product, if that makes sense. Like, I'm neutral upon the product. It's like I apply it and I feel like this sense of joy, which I'm not gonna lie, I get joy from looking at makeup, not applying makeup. Like, I know there are a lot of people where applying makeup is like their favorite thing and they can spend hours a day doing it. No, I just like to stare at an eyeshadow palette and visually stim, because yes, eyeshadow, well, makeup is slightly one of my special interests, but that's just because it's pretty to look at, and eyeshadow palettes are laid out in a way where they are meant to be very easy to process on the eyes, and they definitely help me when I've had a lot of chaos. So for me, I wouldn't repurchase that, and I don't get joy from using it, but I don't get joy from using anything. So I kind of base it off of I don't hate using it, but at the same time, I really don't like using it. And it is, I don't like the formula. It's very waxy. I don't like the smell. It kind of smells like a crayon, even though it's not that old. I got like 6 months ago. Well, maybe a bit more than that. Like end of last year, I think I got it. It's just, I don't enjoy it, so I'm not going to repurchase it. Moving on to the Essence lipstick in Nude Love. I have a love and hate relationship with this. So if you apply it like a regular lipstick, it's horrible. It is the most disgusting thing you have ever seen. But if you like tap it on, it's very pretty. So you have to use a very, 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 very thin layer of this lipstick. And I do like the shade. I have one of Essence's lipsticks in another formula, and I love that. And I have a shade called Legendary, which is like a far cooler toned shade, but kind of matching this more like pinky vibe. This is one of my favorite vibes with lipsticks, is just kind of a bit more of like a pinky nude. I just like it. I definitely think that I don't like these lipsticks in general. I have 3 of them and I just want to use them up. I would get rid of them if I did not have that weird compulsive thing where I can't get rid of anything. I don't know why I can't get rid of things. Like, I wouldn't call myself a hoarder. I don't have to buy everything and have it in my house, and I get a lot of stress from having a lot of things in my house. But at the same time, I like, I'll buy a book and I'll say like I'm going to read, and then I won't read the book, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I should just get rid of it, because I mean the book was from a thrift store and like $2. It's fine to get rid of. I can just send it back to the thrift store. But at the same time, I can't do that. Like, no, I can't do that. That's something I'm not allowed to do, and I don't know. It's a whole thing. If I buy something and I don't like it, I have to continue to use it until I get as much usage out of it as possible. And that's kind of why I keep using 2 out of the 3 of these products. I don't enjoy them, but I will use them. But this last lipstick, I got the 5 usage on it, met my goal. Moving on, because I have no passion about this. Moving on to all of my eyeshadow palettes. As you guys know, I have 3, but I want to actually go in a little bit different of an order than we usually go in and start with the green book. I used this shade right here one time. I used this shade right here. It looks like I used it 4 times, and I use this as just a lid sang shade whenever I do like a green look. And then I use this shade right here one time, and that's it. I don't reach into this palette a whole lot. I just kind of use it when I need a shade from it. I feel like I forgot to mark that one. 38. Yeah, I forgot to mark that. Okay, I also used 38 one time, but I forgot to mark that. So let me do that real quick, actually. Yeah, because I can remember that look exactly because I recreated a look that Caitlin Costello did, and I thought it was really pretty, so I want to recreate it. Okay, so I used one more shade than I usually do. But I do like it. It's just that I haven't been wearing a whole lot of like bright, vibrant colors recently. And also I've been trying to get more usage off of my passion for color from Makeup Revolution because I want to be able to roll this out at the end of summer, and I still have a lot of work to do on it. Like a lot of work to do on it. Or maybe like the end of fall. I don't know. I just do have a couple other, well, one other palette specifically, my Storybook Witchcraft and Wizardry, or whatever it's called. I don't know. My grandma got it for me. But that palette, I want to be able to roll that in because I hate the packaging, but I love the color story, and I feel like I would go into it a lot more if I could depot it. But I want to get some usage on those shades just to make the process a lot easier. Because have you ever tried to like repot completely full eyeshadows? It's impossible. Moving on to my passion for color for Makeup Revolution. I think I'm getting amazing progress on here. I mean, you can see just some of the dips. We have 3 pans now. We did hit pan in this gold shade this last month, but let's go ahead and go over the rest of the usage too. So this shade, which looks blue, but I actually realized it's far more of a purple, I used that one time. And then this green I used 5 times, and you can really see we're starting to expand the pan and also wear away at like this area over here to get it to go down a bit. Skipping over this shade and this shade, we did not use either of those this month, but this shade we used one time for, it looks like one total usage actually. And then this shade, we had a goal of using it 5 times, but we actually only used it 3 times, which I'm totally fine with. I think I was kind of being, I mean, I could have met the goal, but I did have a couple days where I didn't wear makeup just because I wasn't feeling well. So that's totally fine in my books. I mean, I didn't wear makeup yesterday either for the exact same reason. I didn't feel well. It's allergy season. I have other things happening. What was it that Natalie's Outlet always says? I can't remember the nickname she gave for a period, but yeah, I'm bleeding currently, and I have cramps, and I'm nauseated, and I have a headache, and it's horrible, and it's unfair. I'm just saying, it's like, I was promised that this med would make everything better, and well, I wasn't promised, but I was told it should make things better, and then it made everything worse. So the medical industry, right? But I used that 3 times. I didn't make the 5 usage goal, which I'm fine with. This shade I did not use once, and then this shade I did use one time. I actually did it this last Saturday. I did these 2 shades with a gray crease, and I didn't hate it. I don't know if I liked it. You can actually go over to my personal Instagram and check it out, kiefmeadows. But I don't know how I felt about that look. I just took my dog on a walk, drove for an hour for her to go to a lake because I have a very reactive dog. We got sent to a shelter, and then we got her, and then we were taking her on a walk, and then some lady had her dog off a leash, and that dog attacked my dog, and now she is terrified of other dogs, and she is continuing the cycle of abuse and decided to get, aggressive with other dogs. So we have to be very careful with her, and we took her like to the most secluded lake we could find, to a secluded shore where it's like the path to get to this lake was horrible and filled with mosquitoes, and she decides she hates the lake. It's fine though. She got to go to like this like cleared out. We live, well, my family's military, so we just went on base, and then there was like this old training area that we took her to. I mean, it was fine. There was nothing saying we couldn't be there, but she seemed to really enjoy it there, and she got to chase birds, so she was happy. And if my baby's happy, I am happy. Okay, moving on to this shade. We used it 3 times. Again, I love this shade. I think it's a wonderful inner corner shade, and it's a very vibrant shade. I don't know what this was. Oh my gosh. I have EDS, and I'm fairly positive I just dislocated my shoulder doing that, but okay. This orange shade, I used it 1 time with this gold shade, and I thought it was absolutely stunning. Okay, this gold shade we used 4 times, hitting pan on the 6th total use. So we've used it 7 total times. We hit pan on the 6th use. Well, total in the project. I've used it far more times before this. This is actually one of my favorite shades. I think it's beautiful. And then again, we're starting to like work away at this area. So this shade, we did not use at all. This shade, as we just talked about, I used it once. This shade, we have used it 2 times. I think it's just another one of those really great lower lash line blending out shades. There are quite a few of them in this palette, and I do want to get some more usage on them, but I have a lot of those shades. And then this shade I used 1 time. So again, I do absolutely love this palette. I think it's very colorful, so I haven't been able to wear it a lot every single day. I work at a restaurant, and I go into work at 9, well, to be at work at 9 in the morning, and then I live like 30 minutes away from where I work, so I believe like 8:30. So it's not like I'm spending hours a day in the morning doing these intricate eye looks. Nah, I'm doing like less than this. Honestly, I just do the bare minimum, and then I'm out the house. I'm trying to get it down. I can do my makeup in like 20 minutes if I have to. I don't enjoy it, but I can, which I have been trying to write before work rather than after work, so it's a whole thing. Today though, I'm hoping to finish editing a draft, and I am excited for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to this Ulta palette. It has no name. It's just the Ulta palette in my collection. I only have 1, so I'm fine with that. So this black shade, I had a goal of using it 5 times, and I succeeded. We did not use this blue shade at all. This charcoal shade we used 5 times, with meeting that goal of 5 uses. This matte gray we used 1 time, meeting the goal of, well, I didn't have a goal on that shade, so there was no goal. This green, they claim it's a green, it's a blue in my mind. Like, that's blue, right? Like, it's like a bluish green. Well, it's like greenish blue, but it's blue. I don't know. But they claim it's a forest green. I used that 1 time, and then I used this shade no times, and then this shade I used 13 times. I do think I might start like I have like another shade that I can be using in another palette, and I do think I'm going to start doing that because that's in my Panda palette, so I'm going to be focused on that one for the next little bit. This shimmery brown I used 4 times, not meeting the goal of 5 usage, but that's fine, okay? That's the back burner project paint. We don't stress over here, okay? This is a low stress zone. Ooh, my neck. I like keep blowing up my neck. Well, not even blowing up. Everyone at work is shocked when they find out my age, because apparently I act more mature than I am. And honestly, I think my body would be shocked to find out my actual age too, because it likes to treat me like I'm freaking 80. It's horrible. Okay, again, they call this a tan shade. This is the most cool toned brown shade that I have in my collection. It is incredibly cool toned. I mean, I wear this and it's like Like, that is a cool tone, at least on my eyes. Like, and like it brings out like the gray in my eyes. It's a cool tone. They don't know what tan is. Just call it a cool tone brown or a regular brown. They don't know what they're talking about, I don't think, when they were naming this palette. But I used that shade 2 times apparently. It's actually a lot less than I thought, but I guess I only used the gold 3 times. So okay, yeah, I mean it makes sense, but still. Wait, that's, I don't know. I think I might miss today, but who cares, honestly. Okay, so then this shimmer champagne, didn't use it. This copper I did not use, and then this bronze I actually used 1 time. The matte peach did not use. Shimmer sand I used 5 times, so that met the goal. This shimmery purple I did not use. This shimmery mauve I did not use. Same with this shimmery lavender. This matte plum did not use. Shimmer rose I did not use. Then shimmer light pink I used 5 times. And then matte bone I did not use at all, just because it's the lid saying shade. And as we've talked about, I have other lid saying shades that I'm working on. Honestly, there are 3 lid saying shades in this palette, because this incredibly low pigment, so you can use as a lid saying shade. So it's definitely a more cool tone palette, and I'm not going to lie, we're kind of in like June, July. I got July and then it's going to be like fall and I'm going to be cold again. So I'm wearing the warm tones. I'm appreciating the warm tones, but I'm definitely going to be putting that palette aside for just a little bit and focusing more on my passion for color book. Not book, oh my god. Palette. I'm sorry guys, I haven't had caffeine this morning. And also, as stated prior, was up very late last night, and my brother is taking a sweet time sleeping in. I was like, Quinn, we were going to be going places. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I'm just happy he's home, because I've missed him and he wasn't supposed to come home, and I'm very, very happy. But I had like this intuition that he would be coming home, and so my brother is technically allergic to dogs, and we have 3 dogs. So I've been like deep vacuuming. I mean, I deep shampooed the carpet. That was not fun. I think I actually talked about that like a couple videos back, but I deep shampooed my carpet. There we go. And I like deep vacuumed the couches, and then of course my dog is smelling her coat. So what can you do? But I've been vacuuming a lot, and I knew there was a reason, and I'm very happy. But let's talk about goals, because I don't know. I don't really have a because. We're just gonna talk about goals, because why not talk about goals? Okay, so for all those lip products, again, I have a goal of 5 uses. If I don't meet it, I don't meet it, and that's totally fine. Again, I don't stress about that too much, you know? For the green book, I just want to reach into it maybe 5 times total this month. Not even for a specific shade, just 5 times total. I'll be happy. It looks like this last month I reached into it 7 times total, which is a pretty good amount of usage, I would say. So 5 times total, and I'll be happy. So the Passion for Color book, Passion for Color palette, I don't know why I keep saying book. There are 3 shades that I have not used. A red, an orange, and a warm toned purpley, at least in this project. I've used all of them other times, obviously, but they all are also 3 of my least used shades. And I want to use all 3 of those 1 time at least. I do actually have a look in mind. And I think it's gonna be pretty, I think. And I'm actually gonna use it this Saturday. So then that gold shade, I want to use every Tuesday, and then same with that orange shade, like the orange matte shade. And I'll just use those every Tuesday. Same with that light shimmer gold, well, yellow. It has a little bit of a green tint to it too. But I'm gonna just use those every Tuesday. Then moving on to the Ulta palette, I think I just want to get maybe 5 uses on the matte black. I want to roll out that matte black before I roll in another matte black in one of my other projects. So I'd say 5 uses because we are halfway to the 20 use goal, which if you don't know, after I use every single shade 20 times in these palettes, I roll them out, I roll another one in, and then I will roll them back in, like eventually. But this is just kind of, I want to like slowly be chipping away with them. And yes, I know that this matte black shade will probably use like 100 uses until I finish it, but I don't care. Well, I kind of do care, but I'm just gonna keep chipping away at it, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, supposedly. I don't know. I feel like my life is going very slow, and I'm not winning the race, so who knows. Then I don't really know what else I want to work on this palette. I think maybe if I just reach into it like a couple other times, we'll be happy. Although, who knows? Because again, I really want to focus on the Passion for Color palette and get as much use on that as possible. That was my usage. That is my goals for this project, at least. Let me know how you're doing in your projects down below. I am going to go, well, if my brother wakes up, we're going to go down to one of my favorite cafes and we're going to have a little bit of a writing session, and I'm going to get one like the Goyaki? It's that yerba mate energy drink. I freaking love. They're like $4, but I love them so much. They're so good. But I'm going to go down to the cafe, get one of those, go write with my brother, and I am hoping to maybe, possibly, maybe finish one of the drafts of my book today. So let me know what you're going to be doing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!